All right, let's do it live on a Tuesday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. I am merely Bo. The great Z is here. Gabriel's here. Dr. J is here. Gibby. Gone. Bouncing around.
By the way,
cracking skulls.
For those who do not know, because they wouldn't know, because we were off the air when I said, you know what, actually, I'm going with the Ravens last night.
You
did.
It's an official. This is your magnum opus.
This was my week. We're back, baby. I mean, it was our week.
Yeah,
it was our week.
Ours. We did very well. What'd you end up? 11-2.
11-2 and a 10-3.
10-3. You're welcome.
The only game that had you listened to our program that you would not have gotten correctly at any point was the Texans, and that maybe they're the gutless Texans. Maybe we have to back off of them.
They are. I think it's in play. Yeah, I think that's fair. There is something that is certainly wrong there. I do not disagree with that.
By the way, I love that you were like, we need a heater week, and we got it.
And we got it. That's it. Like when you're last year I had an incredible year really from the start, but I think week one I went like 14-2.
Very first week.
So when you do that, then you can stay in that vicinity. So in order to get back to our previous levels of greatness, you had to have an 11-2, 10-3 at some point.
Well, last year
to stretch out.
We each had a 14-2.
You did too.
Later. You started off. Yeah. You were meteoric, and then I caught up. By the way, wait till you see Senior Swag's outfit today. It's outrageous.
What's he got going? Is it best that I just see it?
Yeah, just
naturally
see it. Because it's.
What do you think
the odds are? Your coordination here of your homage to the Dallas Cowboys is incredible today.
Yeah, I guess it is. Also, the Hudson Explorers.
Are they Navy?
Yeah,
they're Navy and perfect.
Navy and gray, Navy and white. Yeah,
that looks like that looks like my. What kind of hoodie is that?
That's a Lulu.
Yeah, looks like a nice. It looks like the ones that I procured. Yeah, sure. There it is.
Get the little.
That's very nice. It's a very nice outfit. Bighorn vest.
Yeah, it's nice. Thanks. I appreciate that. Even coordinated the shoes.
Oh, I noticed when I walked in. I noticed.
Yeah.
I've become I'm new to the vest game, but I like doing what you're doing, where I wear the vest same color as the pant, and then have a single color out of it.
Knowing you and I have many similar style likes, I was curious why you hadn't indulged in the vest, because you weren't a huge vest game.
I had one, but it was more puffy.
Puffy, yeah.
I didn't have any golf vests.
But what I knew is that you would be.
Prevett started. Prevett
fan.
Knew what I didn't know.
He knew what you didn't know.
No.
And now, I think they're so versatile. Boy, you can dress it up, dress it down, a little bit of warmth.
If the core's warm, you're warm.
You're ready, baby. You're ready. Can I tell you something that I think? I think that was peak Manning cast.
Took the words right out of my mouth. As soon as you started saying, "Can I tell you something?" I was gonna whatever you said after that. I was hoping you were going to say something about Manning.
You and I have not discussed this, correct?
No, we have not discussed
I'm trying to remember. I don't think I tweeted it.
I didn't tweet anything because I was thinking about tweeting stuff, but then I was like, no, I'm just sitting here and enjoying it.
Hold on. I want to prove something.
Miss K last night kept being like, why are you laughing so much?
All right.
I'm like, because I'm having the best time ever.
All right. I just pulled out my phone. In my phone, I have the notes. So for my morning job, my activities in the morning, I type down I write down the rundown, so 9 o'clock, 9:20, 9:23. I want you to read the 9:20 segment, the 9:20 segment. You don't have to read all of it. But
Peak Manning cast.
Peak Manning cast.
It was so fun. It was so fun. I'll be honest with you. It had everything that you wanted. I thought that Vrabes brought like such a good football guy sentiment to it.
Oh, God.
It was hard for him to follow, though, the zest of the Wilson brothers. The Wilson brothers, they can be on every week. They can be on every single week.
They were throwing, like, without skipping a beat, if you were a Manning, what would your name be? Dusty? Dusty Manning. I was having a cocktail. It was after
Daniels, caution to the wind.
Caution to the wind. Y2K. I literally had a spit take.
Dusty Manning.
It was so damn funny.
Dusty he had a second one too.
There's another one that was.
It was like with a J, I think.
Jasper Manning. Incredible.
Peyton's like, yeah, we're gonna tell Arch to get on it. Tell Archie to procreate.
Procreate, get a Dusty and a Jasper Manning. I thought it was just.
Yeah, Dusty
they were unbelievable. The only beef is my one constant beef. Like throw away the paper.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the scripted questions. Just
by the way, I felt when Eli went for the here was me doing the meatloaf, and then he's like, now I'm going to do your famous movie quote, and he goes, whoa.
Yeah.
And it just was so flat. So flat. And no one's like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then he's like, well, I changed it to, he's like, I changed it from, or wow. And he's like, I changed it from wow to whoa. Wow. Yeah. And Owen Wilson's so great.
They feel like they're the best. I just feel like those two guys, the two Wilsons, just, it was unbelievable. They were excited too, which was cool. They were excited to be there.
Yes.
Which I thought
they were
like brothers and brother. It was just fun. It just all worked.
It was good. Luke Wilson, by the way, I don't know how old he is right now, but tip of the cap to the man. He doesn't look that dissimilar from his high school picture, and he was a striking lad in high school.
Well, it was 1989, I think, was his high school.
Okay, so that would put him 7 years over us,
yeah,
so 53.
Yeah.
He looks kind of just like his high school pick.
Looks great.
What did he say? The button hook and go? That was his patented route.
Jeez. Is Owen older than him?
Owen Wilson. What's a hot route? A flea flicker. Peyton's like, actually, it's the opposite of that. Yeah. Like, well, they call different things in different parts of the country.
So quick.
I know they
they
were
great.
I would actually what I thought of that is next time they have them on, and I say this with great respect because I do enjoy Eli on the program. Eli hops out. Yeah. Jameis hops in. If you had Jameis with the Wilson brothers and Peyton, I think it would be unbelievable. Like Peyton was laughing hysterically multiple times. Like as hysterically as he is willing to laugh. Didn't they come on? Wasn't the first thing they did? Weren't they like clowning them for their? Or was that Vrabel? Vrabel came on and clowned him for their quarter zips.
It was Vrabel.
Looks like a Brooks Brothers ad or something.
Yeah,
like that.
And he went right at him like we had because we said, God, it's one haberdashery suits the entire Manning family, and Vrabel actually used that, and he said, did Arch suit you all up, and this is just the outfit? Like, it was very funny. You knew. I got to talk to Mike a lot more when he was at Ohio State for those 2 years, and even when he would come home in the summers, he had this great charity that he did with Luke Fickell and a couple other guys, and so I would see him at those charitable events, and I'd get to talk to him then, and you'd see his sense of humor. We see him, but we don't. We see it a little on the practice field. You see him in the mic'd up segments, but like he's so quick, Mike is, and Mike is such an alpha that no matter what room he's in, he's just larger than life.
Yeah,
and he was great. He was great.
He was excellent. I really just when Owen Wilson, they're talking about him when they had the clip of him getting the interception in some random celebrity game, and he was like the adrenaline, the heart palpitations, all of that. And then he said, Urban Meyer's like, "Who are you?" And his answer, instead of being like, "I'm Owen Wilson," was like, "I'm on your team."
So they play that clip, and then I think we have the clip of Vrabel. Let's play that.
Which can't be real.
Here's Vrabel on Man. Do we have this, Kev? Vrabel on Manningcast last night.
Yeah, which one do you want?
The urban one.
Let's for the Browns.
The urban one.
Okay.
Urban.
I got you. Let me pot this up and bring it up for you guys.
I mean, it can't.
I can relate with Owen Wilson. I was listening earlier, and Urban Meyer asked him, "Do I know you?" And Urban Meyer was coaching the Titans. He was coaching the Jaguars, and he actually said the same thing to me. I said, "Yeah, I'm the head coach for the Titans, and I worked for you for 2 years."
So he deadpans it to the point where maybe it's believable, but there's no way. Come on.
No, I don't. I think that is him
taking a little
shot at Herbs. No, I don't think so. I know so. He and if memory serves, one of the kind of the big recruiting groups was Vrabel and Fickell and Urban. Like they would go in and seal deals. So like I think they spent a great amount of time together when Mike was at Ohio State.
But they weren't necessarily the biggest fans of one another.
I think they were very big fans of each other until
they weren't.
And I still think they're probably very cordial and good now.
Yeah.
I just think you got to remember, and I said this when Urban, people thought I was nuts when I came on here and Urban took the Jaguar job, and I said, I'm telling you, I don't think that he's worked. I don't think he's watched an NFL game. In 15 years.
Like I don't think when he goes up, he's like, yeah, this is like all.
Yeah.
It's like this is all football.
Like,
what is this?
What is this? Yeah, like he was used to. He just wasn't prepared for that world in any way, and I think that all of that was so means to get to an end. Urban ran a program that way, where it was just all consuming. And I could see how Mike would be like, man, really? Like, let's, and you're trying. The other thing for Mike, and I don't know if he's ever addressed this personally, but you just wonder, like, how crazy was he having to try to sway 18-year-olds?
Yep.
17-year-olds,
Yep.
like he's multiple Super Bowl champion and all that stuff. Like, does he really want to do that? So, anytime anybody tries to link him back to a return to Ohio State or whatever, I'm like, I just don't see it. I just don't think he's going to want to get into those waters and deal with all that nonsense when he can have the pick of the litter in the NFL.
Yeah. And he didn't answer that question. They asked him what job you wanted.
He had a great line, though.
He said, you told me I could pick one. And he did. He said, you can pick which one you want to answer first.
He did. He did it right. He's whip smart.
And then Eli was like, see, he's listening to you. He's listening to you.
Listen to you, Pate.
He's listening to you, Pate.
Here was Vrabel on the Manning cast. He also talked about working here with the Browns. Here's what Mike had to say.
Yeah, the adjustment's been really cool. I've enjoyed the, first of all, the Haslam family. I grew up 30 miles south of here. I grew up a Browns fan. And so for the Haslam family to welcome me here with Andrew Berry and Kevin, being able to work with them in the off season and through this season, training camp and now the season, and just coaching isn't any fun without players. And it's great to be around players. And there's a good one that I used to coach right there. Found a way to get a first down, Derrick Henry.
All right. Now here's one other thing I want to run by you.
Okay.
Is the Baltimore Ravens 4th and short quick snap hand to Derrick Henry the most effective short yardage? Is it similar to Jalen Hurts in the tush push where it's automatic?
It looked pretty good.
I really don't know how you combat it.
Yeah.
Like they snap it within 4 seconds of getting to the ball. You're not even ready or geared up or have momentum going forward. It's done. They ran it 3 times in the second half, and it was Cook City, nothing there. And it's like, I really don't know how you stop that. I don't. With that dude running the way he's doing it right now.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
Downhill?
Down, all of it. He was, the Ravens are tough. I mean, I don't even think that was peak Lamar by any stretch of the imagination, and yet they were quite formidable. Their D seemed to play a little bit better in this game. They're a good football team. They're tough. I also think if you're the Chargers, I hate to say it, this is what you get for wearing Navy.
I couldn't agree with you more.
This is what you get for wearing Navy. What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's gross.
It's bad. It sucks. It sucked. The Spanos family, they viewed it as their blue, and that's why they stuck it all those years in San Diego. They kept forcing it. The only reason they went the powder blues is because they were trying to get some buzz in L.A.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason they went back to the powder blues. If they primary, but
they may have won had they been in the powder blues. We can't say they wouldn't.
They also have like the Dan Fouts, Kellen Winslow bright blue,
which
like
is
a royal,
which is a good one,
which
too.
is a one-off that's decent.
That's a royal with a navy helmet, right? Fouts. Fouts has a navy helmet and a yellow face.
That was in that era where they would oftentimes get the jersey and the helmet, like the Vikings are like that.
Helmet's
like
darker than
the jersey. So like they couldn't quite get those colors all right because of the different manufacturers. But yeah, I mean that's when I see them in that all navy, I just go, well, there you go. That's what you get. Yeah. I'm guessing Harbaugh did it because it's Michigan week. I agree, but I bet you that's why he did it.
Makes sense. I also thought Owen Wilson calling for the Statue of Liberty was a tremendous moment. By the way, I was in a tight fantasy match in the family league, and which is purely a bragging rights league, and I needed that Mark Andrews touchdown when they. He caught the ball. It felt like 5 yards in.
I don't know what that was about.
The guy's like incomplete. He's out of bounds. I'm like, wait a second. Hold on just a second.
I thought he maybe juggled it. Like, I thought maybe he mishandled it
the ball.
because I was like, it doesn't make sense to call that incomplete.
Well, they got it right, and I apappreciated that. They also had one of the worst calls I've seen in a long, long time was the 15-yarder on Patrick Ricard where he didn't even touch anybody.
Yeah.
There were some... It was a good game. Fun game. Good game.
Two good teams.
Fun.
What is your favorite Owen Wilson performance?
In his entire catalog?
Yeah.
Can I say Lightning McQueen?
He's great as Lightning
He's
McQueen.
great as Lightning
really
McQueen.
is.
He's very good. Very good, Kev. Those are the first two are really good on that front. First two Lightning McQueen.
So for me, it's going to be, it's down to Hansel in Zoolander. He's unbelievable as Han Solo.
Yeah.
And then probably Wedding Crashers.
John in Wedding Crashers.
Yeah.
Kingsley Zissou.
Kingsley Zissou is tremendous.
Incredible. I don't know if you've seen this movie, but it's an Elmore Leonard movie that didn't get a whole lot of attention, but is really fun, called The Big Bounce, where he's with I forget the name of the actress, but they're it's a lot like the Get Shorty kind of. Well, look, like Bad Monkeys, Carl Hyacin, like him and Elmore Leonard have a similar tone.
Yeah.
Like it's caper, but it's fun. It's kind of a black comedy, that thing.
Yeah.
And he's in Maui, kind of trying to steal some things and get away with stuff, and it's called The Big Bounce. I can't remember who the
Morgan Freeman,
Yep.
Owen Wilson, Gary Sinise, Sarah Foster.
Sarah Foster's throwing 160.
Vinnie Jones.
Yeah.
Vinnie Jones.
Vinnie Jones is my guy. He's from Snatch, Lock, Stock,
Vinnie
and
Jones
Barrel,
is
and all
great.
that. Yeah. I don't even know if it's streaming. I don't see it anymore. I saw it on cable like 15
you can
years
rent
ago.
or buy it on Amazon Prime, it appears.
Yeah. He's really funny in that, and he has to carry that. And he's very good with that type of humor, much like Vaughn is great in Bad Monkey with that type of humor.
Yeah.
So Wilson can play that too and absolutely crush it.
I'm trying to look at all the let's see. I mean, Starsky and Hutchie's great in.
That one's underrated. That was
Very
very funny.
underrated.
You don't see it much. It's so good.
He's pretty darn good in Meet the Parents
Oh, my God.
as Kevin.
Kevin? The Hopa?
Whittled it from one piece of wood. Tannenbaums. So he's
What
in
does he say? God, she's a tomcat.
She's a real tomcat. Yeah.
That's an unbelievable delivery. Like if you go to your ex-girlfriend's house and that's it,
Nobody wants
you
that.
just leave.
Nobody wants
I'm
that.
gone. I'll see you on down the road. That was great. No, he's good in all the, I mean, his first one was, oh gosh,
Listen to Marley and Me's. Marley and Me will target your heartstrings a little bit.
he's good in all the Wes Andersons.
Yeah.
Like all of those he's in, and he crushes those.
Tannenbaums.
He's great as Tannenbaum in that, because he got the leather jacket and all that. Those are all great. That's Kingsley Zissou too.
Kingsley Zissou.
Yeah.
Life
What's the
Aquatic.
first one he did with Wes Anderson? Why am I
Bottle Rocket?
Bottle Rocket? Yeah, he's quite good in that too.
Yeah. I
Luke.
didn't realize he's in The Cable Guy. I'm gonna have to rewatch it. I enjoy The Cable Guy. He's Robin's date in The Cable Guy. This is as he's just getting started out in 1996.
Good in Loki, too.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah,
Loki.
he's great in Loki, yeah.
Loki's just a fine TV show.
Yeah, Luke Wilson. You got Old School.
Luke.
I think that's probably the pinnacle, right, for Luke.
I mean, he's really good in Tenenbaums. He
is Richie Tenenbaum. He's quite good.
He's more of a character in that than Owen Wilson, right? He has a bigger role than Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson's just kind of the bad dude in that.
Richie,
one,
the tennis
Richie
player.
Tenenbaum is very good.
Yeah, he's a real tennis stud.
Yeah, Old School is the one I think of most with him. Yeah, nothing else that's really.
Yeah, Bottle Rocket, obviously.
Yeah, he was in a lot of the Wes Andersons.
Yeah.
Legally Blonde, Tenenbaum.
Oh, Legally
Old
Blonde,
School.
he's good in he's
Yeah.
he's good in Legally Blonde.
That's all around the 2000s. Then he kind of disappears for a while, honestly. I'm looking at the IMDb. There's nothing really. It's a lot of bit parts. It's not really
he
lead
was a counselor
stuff.
in Blades of Glory.
Yeah. Apparently he's in all three of the Horizon American sagas, 1, 2, and 3.
Yes,
Those
that's
went
what they
over
were
well.
trying to get Peyton on.
Yeah,
I think he's a sheriff
I
already.
think they already
Peyton-
shot him.
Yeah, those are all shot in.
Those are shot.
They
and
bankrupt.
I think
Kevin
they
Costner. They're like, Luke was like, you should get KC on here. He loves
KC,
sports.
Of course, he's calling him Casey.
Yeah, KC.
Did you watch the most recent episode of Yellowstone?
Nah, it might be out. I mean, honestly, it might be out.
I don't blame you. It was this was the first
I
one
did.
that had like a succinct story though. Like it actually.
Okay.
They-
We'll watch
They
it.
followed on one thing. and
Outlander just came back out, and so
They're rebooting that too, aren't they?
we're getting back up to speed on that. No, it's like the continuation of the 7th season. That show's awesome.
That show's great. That's on in the catalog as well. I got a lot to watch.
So we could not believe it. So we start watching their like the previous, and we're like, we haven't seen any of this stuff. So I guess we'd always watched it off of Netflix. We didn't realize that there was another, and we have Stars. So we're right now ripping through the first 8 episodes of season 7, which have been great so far. We're 5 through, and then the new stuff they just released.
it's all same actors and everything.
Oh yeah.
So that spans a great.
Oh my
years.
God, it's a decade that the show's been going on. I think
and it was always a Stars show.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go.
Outlander TV show. I'm at the first one was 2014.
Yeah, so 10
years.
Yeah.
And it's hard to the guy, the main actor, Sam Hugan, if I'm pronouncing it right. If not, I apologize. He's so good. He should be in I don't know why, maybe because he's always doing Outlander, but this guy should be in everything. He's unbelievable.
Maybe he's a British. Is he like a Brit?
For sure. But he should be in he's a Scottish actor, producer, author, and entrepreneur. Best known for his role as Jamie Fraser. He's he should have been in Game of Thrones. It's kind of annoying to me that he wasn't in Game of Thrones. He deserved to be in Game of Thrones.
I wonder if it was just because he was doing this.
I mean, he's been doing it. It's kind of the same thing, right?
Yeah.
2014 they're still rolling. In 2013, he was first cast member officially announced, to great praise by the author of the series, Diana Gabaldon, who said that man is a Scot to the bone and Jamie Fraser to the heart. And remember, the Scottish Hammer named after Jamie Fraser.
Yeah,
from
yeah.
his books because his mom loved them so much. He's unbelievable in it. He's just so good. That's really all I can say about the guy. He is an absolute. He's a star stud. He's great.
I just got this from Gabriel.
What?
Just give me one of these. Gabriel. We're good.
Gabriel.
It's safe.
We don't, at least until 23, and often we go until 30.
Uncle Gibby looking over his shoulder.
Let him go. He said, let him go.
Let him
That's
live.
right.
Let him live.
Let him live. Thanks, Gibby.
We're off today. Browns are off today.
Yeah.
Weird week, quite honestly.
Very
You
strange.
have Thursday night football last time out, then you get the mini bye coming out of it. And then from there, you have Thanksgiving this week, and then you don't play till Monday.
And then we got 3 games. We got a game on Friday.
What?
Raiders Chiefs, Black Friday, Amazon Prime.
Oh, I thought you were saying we do. I'm like,
No, the royal we.
The royal we. Yeah, we've got a lot of NFL. The 3 games on Thursday, the game on Friday for Black Friday.
I hate that we have to follow our heater with a Wednesday picks. I really feel like we were so locked last week. We were so dialed, and those were some big numbers too that we navigated. We navigated. Quite frankly, we were like gelling like Magellan
with an aplomb.
Great aplomb.
Yeah, so you've got the 4 game. Let me ask you this. Somebody asked me this morning. When they went to the 3rd game on Thursday, should they have made the other game and also constant? And
3 teams that are just locked in.
Locked in. And I do wonder if our team would have been the correct team to do that with. Not that I want you working Thanksgiving. I don't. I want you to live and be able to have all of those things. But when you think of Detroit, okay, Dallas, fine. That's what it's always been. But it does feel like Cleveland on Thanksgiving, we've birthed the sport from our loins. How do that? I wonder if they could have done that. That would have been cool. I'm not saying that I want you to do it.
I'm not even paying attention to this conversation. I'm out of this. I'm done with it. This conversation's over.
Can't wait. You just can't wait to suck down that dry breast on that bird.
No, this conversation's over. No. It's as somebody we've had to do holiday stuff.
The Christmas stuff's brutal.
Yeah, so this would be now. I'm much more of a Christmas. Thanksgiving is not like the
What
top
if I
holiday
said
for
you
me.
could you could play Thanksgiving every year and never have to play on Christmas?
Fine, and it's home.
Yeah, home.
But we'd be the night game.
No, I think they'd have to flip it. I think they would move. They would move Dallas
be like
in
the
the
4
night.
o'clock.
We'd be the 4 o'clock or the 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And then you never have to play on Christmas.
That is a trade I absolutely would make. That's a trade that I would make in a New York minute.
I think you and I have emboldened people. The amount of people who have chimed into me both on the social, via email, or in person, who are also coming around to the idea of the bird not getting there.
Everybody knows it stinks.
Everybody knows. We all know. We've
Talked
been
with
doing this all
Antonio
the time.
yesterday. Couldn't agree more.
Everybody knows it.
I know.
It's the damnedest thing, and we all just keep
Once
doing
you point out if turkey was that good, there would be restaurants that that were in business.
Yeah.
Nobody's even tried it. I've never even heard of it.
No one has. I haven't seen turkey on a menu any place other than like Boston Market.
And it's
or like Amish.
It's like to make a sandwich.
Yeah, or Amish. Like you can get turkey at and I don't even know if there is still Boston Market. There used to be. I remember eating there in the South, and you'd get like the sliced turkey You do that, but I haven't even seen
Boston
it.
Carver's Market.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was that originally, wasn't it? Boston Carvers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they shorten it to just Boston
I
Market?
think.
Eliminating the carving?
I have not eaten at one in probably 20 years.
I don't know if it's still in business.
Let me check.
I don't know. I don't know anybody who's gone to one. Do you
Oh,
know?
baby.
Oh, baby, it's still there?
Yep, it's still there.
Is that someplace you've gone, young Gabriel?
There's one.
Gabriel, you got to turn
Actually,
your mic
there's
on.
one in Shaker Heights.
You got to turn your mic on if you're talking to us, Gabriel.
I mean, I've had like frozen Boston Market meals. I've never gone to
Sounds
an
like
actual Boston Market.
A Marie Callender.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Like a lean
I didn't know those
cuisine.
were stores. I didn't know Marie Callender was a restaurant until I saw one in California.
I didn't know it was
There
a
are a
restaurant
few
until just
restaurants.
now.
Yeah, there's one in the desert.
Apparently really good for pie.
They make a hell of a pie.
Hell of a pie. Yeah.
Cheesecake. Is it cake or pie? That's another one that came up
Is
this
a
morning.
cheesecake a cake
Is
or
a
pie?
cheesecake a cake or pie?
It's a pie.
I agree with you. And then they say, well, cake's in the name.
Doesn't
And
matter.
Enough with it from the Clown had the greatest reply. I think cheese pie was a game breaker.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great.
So they went that other
We're
way.
gonna call it cake. Yeah, and no, it's absolutely it's a pie. It's most similar to like a chocolate silk pie.
Yeah, or
some-
lemon meringue or key lime
A key, I sure love a key lime.
has all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a cheesecake guy. I don't get it. Why would I want to eat cheese as a cake or a pie? I wouldn't. What I'd like to do
I think
is have banana.
Oh!
Talk
we're
to me.
We're refrozen. They've been salvaged.
Salvaged.
Mouthfeel works.
Still there?
It's still there.
Because
It's an unbelievable. It's this stuff is indestructible.
I don't want them.
It was melted. You could hear it sloshing around. Get it in the freezer downstairs. Froze right back up. It's a delight.
I don't want them to do this unless they want to make us official spokespeople, and we would accept that.
I would do that,
I would
yeah.
do that. And all I ask in exchange, no monetary compensation.
None.
Just when I need Bananas Foster in my life, I get it.
Yep.
It should be $20. I mean, it's it's that good. Like I wouldn't even think twice about it.
It is that good. Let me ask you this: how do you avoid having it all the time?
I don't. I do have it all the time.
Yeah, but you're not eating a bowl. So what are you
Brother,
doing?
I have tremendous discipline. I have one spoon.
You just one spoon for the
A night.
taste, and then
That's it. That's the last thing I do before I go to bed. I have one spoon. Siciliano and the Hoff couldn't. They were like their heads couldn't.
even when you had them over,
they
did you only have
couldn't
one
comprehend
spoon?
it. No, I had two. I had 2 scoops.
2 scoops.
Not even like normally, and I do not a tablespoon. I do a teaspoon, and I just bring out my thing, one bite.
Don't you look in there and go, God, if this bite has that, it's got a little more wafer in it.
Oh, it's a scouted bite.
Can you
one.
guys let Gerard know where to get that? Because he was asking me.
Off air.
Off air.
Off air. I know.
Off
I
air.
know. Off air. But
Off air,
Gerard
Gerard.
concerns
We love
me.
Gerard.
We love Gerard, but
But take care of him. But
his consumption abilities concern me.
yeah. I think off air. Off air will take care of him on that side of things.
Yeah. So I get my when it's time to go to bed, get my water fresh for the evening, and then I pop open the freezer. One spoon.
Little taste. Oh my God, it's a delight. It's so good.
It's just so good.
If you were disciplined, you could easily take down the whole gallon. Easy.
I never want to stop, but I go into it with the mindset
That you
of,
got that.
This is all it is. You're getting one bite, and let's be thankful for it.
Enjoy it. Thank
Savor
God
it.
it was existed.
Yes.
Savor it. God, it's
That's
really
what I'm saying.
good.
Like even if it was 50,
Even if you aren't a bananas guy, the other ones I've had are also.
you see all the flavors I want to eat. They got like a dreamsicle that sounds really, really good. They
Yeah.
got moose tracks. They got all
I did the
peanut butter cup. It's got to be.
I ended up
amazing.
with a strawberry shortcake one that was a delight.
I'm sure.
that they crushed.
I think.
I just think they just know what they're doing.
I think they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to find them. We need to talk to people
Track
with
it down.
consequence there.
Yeah, I feel like they're. Let's sort that out. All right, coming up next, your Microsoft Minute. Final thoughts, that's right, from the Steelers game from last Thursday. That's a fun one to relive. We will do that. We've got an edition of Guess the Scores coming your way. My goodness, a little higher, lower as well. Jordan Hicks from the podium. Lots of fun coming your way here on a Tuesday edition of Cleveland Browns Daily. Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospitals, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Bo here from my friends at Jim Beam. Whether you're catching up with friends over a cocktail, hosting a holiday movie night, or getting together for a gift exchange, Jim Beam is here to help. You have the best Friendsmas ever. If you need a holiday playlist, digital invitations, cocktail recipe, or last-minute gifts, the Friendsmas shop is stocked with everything you need to create more merry and bright moments this holiday season. Visit JimBeam.com to explore all the Friendsmas shop has in store. Jim Beam, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Bing Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart. And now it's time for the Microsoft Minute. It's powered by Microsoft Surface, powering a better game. Here are Dr. Z's final thoughts on the win against the Steelers.
First of all, what just an absolutely delightful win, and just something that was really, it was needed, it was special, it was fun to be a part of, it was memorable, it was all of those things. It was a real treat. So in this edition of the Microsoft Minute, I'm going to focus on some of what I would call the heroes of this game. And when I say heroes, I mean heroes. And we're going to start on the Browns' defensive line. You guys may know about the fact that Myles Garrett had 3 sacks in the first half, a forced fumble.
That's right.
No big deal. But what you may not know is that Dalvin Tomlinson had 10 pressures in this game. That's a career high for Dalvin Tomlinson. It's also the most any interior defensive lineman has had in a game in the year 2024. So when you say this is a tour de force performance, you would not be wrong. Myles Garrett and Dalvin Tomlinson accounted for 18 of the Browns' 28 pressures in this game. Shelby Harris had another 4, so that's something that I certainly would like to bring attention to there. On the back end here, MJ Emerson has started to do, I think, a very fine job in the secondary, not really allowing anything in coverage. That has been very, very good to see. We know our guy Denzel Ward continues to perform at a high level. Another PBU in this one. The guy's he's a master of that. So that was good. Offensively, some things that need to be singled out. And I'm going to start with Blake Whitehart. Blake Whitehart has not seen action since the Washington Commanders game back in Week 5. Now, the week before that, he caught a touchdown because that's what Blake Whitehart does, the Wake Forest Demon Deacon.
Yep.
Undrafted free agent of the Arizona Cardinals last season. Played 2 snaps that year in his rookie season, and now he's a Cleveland Brown. And when you think about the ball that he caught in the snow, you'd say to yourself, you know what, that was amazing. But what I'd like to do now is invite you into the film room on X's and Joe's with myself and the Hoff Joe Thomas, because we're going to break down Nick Chubb's touchdown run at the end of the game, the game winner.
Okay.
And how poetic was that? Very poetic.
Yeah, quite.
Some would say it was the most poetic moment that's ever happened in sports. Injured against the Steelers, returns 2 touchdowns, game winner.
Most poetic moment, nay, sports world history?
That's what everybody's saying.
People
that know.
People are saying
the
it.
people that know are saying.
I've heard them. I've heard people say
They are saying that it is the
history
most
of the world.
poetic.
Yeah.
But back to Blake Whitehart. That poem is not written without him.
No.
On the final play, he was asked to one-on-one block a man named Cam Hayward, whose accolades speak for themselves. Multiple-time Pro Bowler in his 14th season. Joel Bitonio told me yesterday he's still got it. Blake Whitehart one-on-one on the backside of that play seals off Cam Hayward, and that's exactly where Nick Chubb goes. Nick Chubb goes right off the back of 86 and into the end zone. And so we knew Jerry Jeudy, phenomenal, looking like a number 1 receiver. We know Jameis having fun, making plays, big-time throws, unwavering faith, resilient. We know what Jack Conklin did. We know about Wyatt Teller acting as a bouncer at the hottest club in town, ejecting T.J. Watt from the premises, and then having not only the chutzpah, not only the wherewithal, not only the desire, but all 3, to then be the first person to greet Jameis Winston in the end zone. And when I asked why, after you made that block, did he not just gloat and celebrate, as would have been very appropriate? And he said to me, it's because I knew that had Jameis gotten stood up at the 1-yard line, he was going to need me to come push him into the end zone.
It's awesome. It's a legendary play.
It's when that is on the Mount Rushmore of Wyatt Teller plays, along with the Superman block in Cincinnati. I think we can probably think of some others.
Somersault.
The somersault in New England. God, that game was miserable on the sidelines. Rain.
Those are days in the rearview mirror, brother.
Not for
you.
Not for me. But really, this adds up to just being a very special moment in Cleveland Browns lore. This season, we know, hasn't gone how we've wanted it to, but to have wins of this ilk, the magic of Jim Donovan. I believe I still have
There you do, yeah. Yep.
I'm taking this hoodie off for the rest of the show in honor of Jim Donovan,
The
period,
voice.
but also what he did, the magic that he instilled into that stadium and in this fan base, and the victory over the Baltimore Ravens. That may have been the most poetic moment in sports, but if not, Nick Chubb, who is Jim's favorite player, doing what he did with the assist from Blake Whiteheart against the Steelers. And do you know who went to tackle Nick Chubb in the hole on that final play?
It was Minka, wasn't it?
Can't write this stuff, folks.
Nope.
You can only live it and enjoy it. And that is something to be thankful for around your Thanksgiving hearth this Thursday.
And that is your Microsoft Minute. It's powered by Microsoft Surface, powering a better game. Boost your game day this season with the Ballybet Sportsbook app. Place your first bet at $50 or more and get $150 back in bonus bets. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. We will guess the scores. Coming up next, Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Dog Pound, dig into Wendy's new Browns Biggie Bundle all season long. Score a junior bacon cheeseburger, 4-piece nug, junior fries, small soft drink, and a small Frosty for just $7. Here we go, brownies. Grab one at any participating Wendy's for a limited time. Time for a Week 13 edition of Guess the Scores, featuring Dr. Z.
We're on a 2-game heater, folks. Back to even on the season. Can we take the lead?
These are early.
These are
Very early.
It's early.
It's very early. This is normally done on a Wednesday, right?
And normally on a Wednesday. All right, you ready?
No.
Thursday football on a Thanksgiving. Bears at Leos. This is Nance, Romo, and Wolfson.
By the way, no bye weeks. Thanksgiving week is the
Everybody
one
plays.
Everybody plays.
I
This
don't
in
like
week one,
though. I don't like this Week 14 bye week stuff when fantasy regular seasons end in Week 14. You're not going to have the Ravens, the Commanders.
It sucks.
That's not cool.
I agree.
Uncool.
I agree.
Just do
How
4 weeks.
difficult is it to add another 2 teams to each week?
Just do
between-
4 weeks of 6 teams.
Correct.
And 2 weeks of 4 teams. 32. Boom. Not
Solved.
hard.
Solved.
And you should do it by division.
But I do the whole division off. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
I agree.
All right. Bears at Lions.
Bears at Leos.
Lions -7.
By the way, this is on CBS with Nance and Romo.
Leos minus 10.5.
Off to a start.
Your second Christmas Day game. It
For
is.
Thanksgiving.
Yep. Tommy DeVito versus Cooper Rush. The G-Men versus Du Bois.
Got to make sure we play left, right,
in
center during
Big
that game.
D.
Cowboys -3.5.
Got it. Cowboys minus 4. The evening game at Lambeau Field. The Miami Dolphins at the Green Bay Packers. Mike Tirico, Jason Garrett, Melissa Stark. Where's
I think
Collinsworth?
Collinsworth's pulling the Al Michaels. I'm only doing 1 game a week.
Jason Garrett.
Jason
Garrett gets. Have you heard him on Notre Dame?
Not great.
Packers -3.5.
Got it, exactly. Black Friday, we've got a game 2. Raiders at Chiefs. This is your Amazon Prime Al Michaels Herbie game
3 o'clock game.
on this one at 3 o'clock.
Herbie's
3 in
gonna
the
miss his kid
afternoon?
playing in the
No, they lost.
state semis.
They lost.
Oh, they
His
did?
kids at St. X. Moeller beat him.
Who won
Well,
in
he's
the
got time then.
Welsh Hoban game?
Hoban beat Walsh.
Yes.
Yep, Hoban beat
A lot of
Walsh.
close
St.
games
Ed's is
because of the
still going.
weather last Friday.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. Maslin got beat. And Maslin was like huge favorite. They're defending champs. They lost down to Big Walnut in the Columbus area. I don't know what happened there. But yeah,
Yeah, this is a 3 o'clock kick.
3 o'clock.
Chiefs -10.
Chiefs minus 13.
They're just not. They don't.
They're not 13 good. I think what's going on with them, it's like the Lakers back in the day. Like they get in Buckeyes inflated lines because so many people are betting on them, and so they to protect
Carolina was
themselves.
easy.
Carolina was 10 or 11, and
lock.
it was an easy cover. Yeah, easy. All right.
I wrote 10 and then 7.5. So like I was never going to be anywhere near that one.
Yeah. All right, 1 o'clock. This is your Sunday slate. A good one out of the gates. Steelers at Bengals. Ian Eagle, Charles Davis, and Evan Washburn, the 1A team on this.
Steelers -1.5.
Bengals minus 3. Yeah, right, exactly.
What?
Bengals they have not beat one good team.
No.
Not one.
And they haven't. It's not like they've been particularly good at home.
No, have not.
They lost to Washington at home.
They have
lost
one
to
win at
Philly
home, and I
home.
think it's the Raider game. I think that's the only game they got at home. All right, Chargers at Falcons. Chargers at Falcons.
Chargers -3.
Chargers minus 1.5.
This is a tough week.
It is. Joe Davis and Greg Olson on this one on Fox. It is Cardinals at Vikings. Cardinals at Vikings.
Vikings -5.5.
Vikings minus 3.5.
What?
3.5 on that one.
That's surprising.
Yep.
They just got
I agree.
smoked in Seattle.
I agree. Colts at Patriots. This is a Spiro Ditas, Adam Archuleta production on CBS.
Patriots -1.5.
Colts minus 3. I mean, Anthony Richardson with 11 at 28.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on.
Come on now.
Come on now. Do caution of the wind. I'm following them on social, the Rough House Boys or whatever the production company is, and every once in a while they'll put an image of Uncle Baby Billy and hijinks. I can't wait.
He's
Can't
so
wait to see
good.
what he's up to. Seahawks at Jets.
I'm shook right now. I have no.
That's why little Uncle Baby Billy get you back.
I'm
the
shook.
mojo back. You threw caution to the wind.
Seahawks minus 2.5.
Got it exactly. That's all you needed.
Dusty Daniels.
Dusty Daniels.
What's your name would be your name? Dusty Manning. Or Jasper. Come here, Jasper Manning. It's great. It's unbelievable. And Luke was good. Luke let Owen kind of lead, but Luke was and whenever he talked to us,
He
also
was fast, man.
he's a highly intelligent person.
The wit was off the charts. Titans at Commies. Titans at Commies.
Commies minus 3.
Commies minus 5.5.
That's an impossible number.
What's our record here?
Not good.
It's not good. What are we?
3-7.
3-7. Final 1:00 slate. Texans at Jaguars. Texans at Jaguars. I don't know what you do. And this is a reeling.
Is Lawrence playing?
I would say the line would lead me to believe that he is not. I think he did return to practice, but I don't think the line would reflect that.
Texans minus 6.
Minus 5. 4:00 slate now. Rams at Saints.
Gross.
Ram it at Saints. This is a tough one.
Rams minus 2.5.
Got it. Rams minus 3. Bucks at Panthers.
Bucks minus 7.5.
Bucks minus 6.
Womp, womp, womp.
Jim Nance.
So we've got one.
Tony
game to watch
Romo,
at 4
Tracy
o'clock.
Wolfson, Eagles at Ravens. This is a good one. These are kind of the AFC, NFC version of each other.
Ravens minus 2.5.
Got it exactly. Good job out of you.
Yeah. So Nance
goods have been very
and Romo they're off this week,
And they're doing.
and then they were off Sunday. They have Thursday, Sunday.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. The Fox crew is just working on Thanksgiving. The main crew.
If you're Nance, and you are in Detroit for the 1:00 game, so are you bringing and Romo? Do you just go straight to Baltimore from
Yep.
there for Sunday?
Yeah, because you've got production meetings.
You'll stay
You'll
Thursday
probably go
night
to
in Detroit.
Yeah,
and
you'll go
then
to practice in Baltimore on
fly to Baltimore on
Friday.
Friday, and then you're there. Yeah,
It's a busy weekend.
it is. 49ers at Bills on Sunday Night Football.
That'll be good. We'll be in Denver all day watching all of these.
Does it
Yeah, you will.
feel?
Well, you got to get
Got
acclimated.
plenty of time.
Does the line make you feel like Brock Purdy's playing or not?
No, I don't think it does.
No.
Although I don't know what to do with these Niners either.
Bills
because-
minus 7.5.
Yeah, got it. 7. Finally, Monday Night Football, us at Broncos.
Broncos minus 5.5.
Got it exactly.
Did you know that one, or did you? have
No,
you
this
heard
week
that
I
one?
haven't looked at any. This week I hadn't seen anything, so I hadn't seen the Browns one because it's Tuesday. Is it even out?
Did you end up even, Steven?
No, 7 and 9, I think.
Yeah. Good rally, though. You ended up 4 of your last 5.
Yeah, the tough part was Steelers, Bengals, Chargers, Falcons, Cards, Vikes, Colts, Patriots,
Yeah.
Seahawks, Jets. I think was a tough run for. I got Seahawks, I guess.
All right. OBM, preferred provider of copiers and document services for your Cleveland Browns. They'll tackle any size office. Call 216-485-2000 or visit ohiobusinessmachines.com. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. It's brought to you by Bally Bet, sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Now live in Ohio on 850 ESPN Cleveland. For a team of injury lawyers dedicated to every client every day, call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. Elk & Elk's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. And now we head to the podium, presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Here's Juan Thornhill.
Are you totally healthy?
You're down 7.5.
Can you say that again?
Are you healthy?
I mean, it's that point of the season where, things are going to hurt. Like,
Right.
so.
But other than that, it's like the calf isn't a factor as much.
Yeah, everything's fine.
So did you feel the need to make up for that look in New Orleans against Pittsburgh?
Not really. Like, I really don't care too much about what's being said outside the building, but I did. Like, I just wanted to prove to myself that I would never do that again. So I went into that game just with the mindset of, I don't care if they're 30 yards away, I'm going to run them down, I'm going to play as hard as I can, and the results of whatever happened.
So even if it's a quote-unquote bad look, and it didn't matter, right? Like, did the coaches point that out?
Oh, yeah, we talked about it. We definitely did. We talked about it, and they were saying, like, I need to get more effort on that play. And, I mean, I know it, they know it. Everybody knows that I need to get more effort, so it's nothing I can hide from. Like, I mean, it's obvious I didn't try as hard as I possibly could, and like I said, it just won't happen no more.
Is that? I mean, I guess when you hear that, does that hurt a little bit? Just like have somebody say more effort, because like that's
definitely.
Again, you didn't do it intentionally,
Yeah.
But also you don't want that as a football player.
It definitely hurt. Like, when you're a competitor, a guy that like takes pride in his effort, like playing hard at all times, and then someone calls you out on the play, meaning you didn't give enough effort, it hurts. It stings for sure. That's why I went into that game. Like I said, I was just going to play as hard as I possibly could and leave it all on the field. Regardless of, I don't care if the guy was 30 yards away, 40 yards away, I was going to play as hard as I can. And that's me from here on out. Like, just leave it all on the field.
You were very frustrated after your first year here, mostly because of your injuries. Mm-hmm. What about this year? How do you feel you played?
It's not more like the health side of it that I'm frustrated with. There's just like some small plays here and there that I get upset with, like just because I feel like I can contribute to the team a little bit more. And I left some plays on the field, like that one play with the Saints, like not running that guy down, just small things like that.
What about picks? Are you frustrated about that?
As a DB, everybody want to get an interception. Like, all of us want it, but you can't start doing like extra things like, going chasing plays, because when you chase plays, that's when bad things happen. So it's a little frustrating. I can't even lie to you. I feel like any DB would be frustrated, but I think those opportunities will start coming soon.
So after that New Orleans game, people are wondering if you guys quit, and they're questioning the team's effort. Like, did you feel that was an isolated thing, and that maybe people read too much into one play and kind of extrapolated that to the whole team?
It looked, the score didn't really say like how well we actually played. There was it's been like that all year. Like, we played very good. Let's say we have 60 plays in the game. We played good for, 52 of those plays, and then the ones that we mess up, they're like explosive touchdowns. That's what make everything look so much worse, But I feel like guys are actually playing pretty well. We just got to play well more consistently.
And you've had a baby this year. Mm-hmm. How's that changed your job at all?
It just makes it easier, if I'm being honest, just because I feel like I have a purpose to play for. I'm not playing for anyone else besides her and my wife, if I'm being completely honest. My daughter and my wife, yes.
So, for that reason, it's been a great year for you.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I love it. Love being a dad. Love coming into work and then being able to go home and see her face each and every day.
Is it tough having to split snaps with Ronnie now?
Ronnie's a good player. Like, I tell everybody this. I sit down and talk to my coach all the time. So I don't feel like I feel like Ronnie earned the opportunity to be on the field. He's a really good player. He makes a lot of plays. So when they came down to me and told me that they wanted to see Ronnie play a little bit more, I understand. Like, the guy, he's made plays, so why would you have him sitting on the sideline when you know he can get on the field and make plays? And then, in the long run, too, I feel like it's just going to help us out, like, health-wise, We got a lot of safeties that can come in and play and take some snaps off of you, so you have more energy, so you can make it throughout the entire season.
With 6 games left, what could make this a positive season from this point forward? Other than winning all 6.
Just, taking it one game at a time. Seeing guys, compete each and every week, no one giving up, that'd be a positive season for me. So like it's a 1-game season. That's how we're just gonna take it each and every week.
Is that that's what happened Thursday? Nobody gave up.
Yeah, nobody gave up. So that's the main thing. Like we can't be thinking, we know we got Pittsburgh next week, but we can't be thinking about Pittsburgh right now. We got to be thinking about Denver, and that's all that matters.
Because of the position you play, do you think sometimes it's hard for people to understand like what your job is on a given play, or because there's a lot of plays where because of where you are, big play happens and you're the guy in the picture. Do you think it's hard for people to understand your job?
A lot of people don't understand it. Just like if you're watching it on TV and you see me chasing the ball down and no one next to like the ball carrier, you automatically assume it's on me. But that's part of the game. I'm a free safety. I'm the last line of defense. So if something bad goes wrong, I'm there to make it up. If I don't make a tackle, it's similar to the quarterback. A lot of people are going to point fingers at you, but it's fine. I'm able to take the heat, and I'm cool with that.
I know in year 2, you said we've asked you a bunch about Miles, but the guy gets 3 sacks in 2 of his last 3 games. Just what do you think about when he has those kinds of games?
The great thing is I didn't even know he had 3 sacks, until the end of the game. Because with me, I'm worrying about covering and everything, and then they told me that he had 3 sacks, and then they asked me is it surprising that he got that many sacks? And I told them there's nothing that Miles could do that would surprise me. If he went out there and got 10 sacks in 1 game, I wouldn't be surprised at all. But I'm happy that I saw the stuff on social media where T.J. Watt said something about him and his sacks and stuff like that, and then I'm just happy that he came out with no sacks in that game. So it was good.
What's tough about Denver? It's playing in Denver. I mean, everybody talks about the altitude. I mean, is it real?
The altitude is real for sure. They try to say that it's not real. They just try to brainwash you into it. I played there every single year when I was in Kansas City, and it's a real deal. If you're not preparing for it, hydration wise, pushing yourself in the altitude room, things like that, you're gonna feel it for sure.
What can you? Expand a little bit more on that. How you prepare for that, because you don't get
you can't prepare for that, if I'm being honest. You really can't. One thing you can do is just try to hydrate and take care of your body. It's going to become times where you can't breathe out there. You just got to be able to fight through it and be just mentally strong.
Does it help to get out there a day early, like you guys are doing?
I think so. Just so you can get used to it. Because usually when we get there, on a Saturday and we play on Sunday, guys don't really leave the hotel. They can't really feel everything. Now we have a day extra out there. We get to just hang out, feel the air, feel the way that you're going to be breathing, maybe move around a little bit out there too. So I think it's going to help.
All right, there you go, Juan Thornhill from the podium. Hello, Gibbe.
Hi, boys. All right, so I was doing some homework here.
Yep.
On the whole Thanksgiving. It's been a subject. I believe both of you are earning high marks on the YouTube chat.
I just think, just to clarify,
Turkey sucks.
it's a fine. It doesn't. It's fine. It's fine.
Come on.
But it's not. It's not even the best in the vicinity of the best bird you could do.
No.
On that day, a whole roasted chicken is superior. You could do a nice grouse if you wanted to, would be lovely. A Cornish game hen would be lovely. It's the scope of the bird and the fact that it takes so much work to get it right. And I'll hear people say, well, you got to do it this way. And I've tried it every way that it's been done. I made a transformative turkey.
Yes,
I did
have.
it. It was the Gordon Ramsay turkey. I did it. I had a injector that I peeled the skin up of the sucker and I ejected the breast meat.
Yes.
With juices and herb and all of this stuff.
Correct.
And it was
I've also
pretty
done
good.
The butter under the skin.
Yeah.
And rub that down.
But it was
it's
an up at dawn siege, like an 8-hour production, and it's like, this is crazy. It's crazy. So that's it.
So
that's where we're at.
Campbell's Soup.
All right.
The good people at Campbell's.
Okay. Yep.
Have an annual State of the Sides report. I did not know this existed. It is 22 pages long. It's a lot of pictures. Thank God.
Yep.
This is released each year ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday.
All right.
To reveal what side dishes Americans are pairing with their turkeys on the big day. Okay. According to the report, stuffing/dressing overtook mashed potatoes as America's favorite side dish.
Why are they? Two things. One thing, I guess. Really. Why are they called different things, even though it's the same
One's
thing?
Southern, and I think the other's everybody else. So,
Okay.
like in the South, it's called dressing. Up where I grew up, it's stuffing. I think here it's
Stuffing for me,
stuffing.
too.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if it still is this way. I don't make the bird. I have no. It's stuffed into the bird.
Yeah.
And then you take it out. Dressing is drizzled on the top of something.
Yeah.
Help me.
No, I think that's pretty good summation.
So what are we doing?
I also don't think it's incumbent on putting the stuffing in the bird
Me
to get a
neither.
nice stuffing. Quite
It's
honestly.
a stuffing, though. It still is not a. That's why it got that name originally.
course, yes.
But
Yeah,
it is not a dressing. A balsamic vinaigrette is a dressing.
Agreed.
A Caesar is a dressing. You can make the case of gravy is a dressing.
Sure. Yeah.
But stuffing
is not dressing. No.
I don't get it.
No.
So-
I did have the one transformative stuffing that I've had, and I do like stuffing. I know you're anti. Stuffing is one of my favorite sides that I go for.
I agree.
I enjoy it. But there was one that I had a few years ago at one of the family Thanksgivings that had some sausage in it, and then also had like some mushrooms.
Yep.
And that now we're talking. Now
Yep.
we're getting some new flavors. That was a delicious, and I like stuffing anyway, but that really elevated it.
So number 1 is the stuffing dressing.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes are number 2. Sweet potatoes, number 3 in their rankings.
Okay. I think sweet potatoes have the biggest variety in terms of what they are and the intent. I think you can make a sweet potato casserole that's damn near a dessert.
It is a dessert, and it's good.
Very good.
With the marshmallows on top.
Yeah, and you do like a crispy crust.
with
Like
the marshmallow.
there's
Yeah.
usually a
Torch
crispy
'em.
crust in it on the bottom that it sits
go.
on, like some sort of a.
Jordan's losing his mind.
It's kind of like
over
a
here. He's so
dessert crust.
excited.
Like a pie crust?
Yeah, like a pie crust. I've had that with like a crumble on top, like a brown sugar crumble
Yes.
with a little bit of that. That stuff, my aunt makes that. That's spectacular. The other is like you just open a can of yams and put it on a thing, and people throw some marshmallows in it and call that a side. That's not a side.
Nah.
Sorry, that's not a side.
Number 4, my wife's most hated side dish of any holiday, green bean casserole.
I think it's fine. It's
A good one
she's
can be
come
good.
up with a whole different thing for this year.
I think
I'll be
if you
making
do it
something
right,
involving beans.
if you do the green bean casserole right, I think it's good. I think it can be good.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I've never had an issue with
Yeah,
it.
it's fine. I don't mind it.
Number 5 is mac and cheese.
So we never had that as kids in
Never.
Thanksgiving.
Never.
That's a very Southern thing, is
Yeah,
mac and cheese
never.
for sure.
The data also revealed several other key findings, including that 56% of Americans would prefer eating side dishes over their turkey on
No kidding.
Thanksgiving.
I'm telling you, like people just won't even open their minds to think this way. But most of you do, even those of you yelling at us.
Roughly 4 in 10 Americans would be content having a plate made up of nothing but sides.
Yeah, I think you hit it a couple years ago and you had it right. Like you just give me the leg and I'm happy.
That's what I
That's
want.
fine.
I
Just
want
give me
a
one leg and then I'll make it work.
And that's why, like, I wish I was
smoked
having
turkey
a
leg's
smoked
pretty good.
because I just want a smoked leg. That's all I want from the bird. I want nothing else from it. I
Yeah.
don't want anything else.
That's it.
I certainly want take the breasts. I have no interest in that white meat.
They never get that right.
No, the dark meat is the only chance you have at having some flavor and
Yeah.
some juice.
Yeah. My grandmother, she would cook the bird upside down. She had a tray that it sits on so that the juices flow through the breast, and that was a juicy breast. But for the most part, it's way overcooked. Anytime you can see it like starting to break, you're like, well, you've done it.
Yeah.
You've done it now. It's cooked at that point. Overcooked.
I would tell you at the local grocer, the rotisserie chickens they do there are better than any Thanksgiving turkey that's going to be
My
had
wife
around the
loves
country.
a good rotisserie.
Oh my
Sure.
God, it's the best.
I made the Thomas Keller
Yeah.
French Laundry chicken on Sunday just to prove
Yeah.
a point to my wife. I'm like, I'm telling you, this is better than the turkey you're going to have Thursday. It's easy.
Yeah.
It's a ton of salt, pepper, $4.50 for 50 minutes. Pull it out, let it rest for 20 minutes, cut it, serve it, you win. That's where it's at. That is where it's at. What is one thing that either your family cooks on Thanksgiving or as a kid was always at Thanksgiving dinner that as you look back on it was only at theirs and not something that was everywhere? Is there anything?
Nothing. We would have for like the Thanksgiving lunch, because we would do lunch one place and then dinner another. There was always a pork crown roast that was stuffed with like sausage.
Okay. That seems all right.
It was great. Yeah, I would try to, back in those days, eat myself
Yeah.
silly at that spot before I had to go to the turkey.
Before we went to the turkey later.
I don't think I think it's playing the hits. But I will say this: my wife is not a fan of pumpkin pie.
Me either.
She finds it repulsive.
Same.
So
I don't get it.
We have found I love a good cherry pie.
Sure. Who doesn't?
I like a good but
Warrant
she's
wrote a
also
song
not.
about it.
She also hates apple pie.
That I can't get there.
I
apple pie is
don't
great.
know what happened
Warm
there,
apple
but-
pie, thin ice cream.
Yeah.
Thin vanilla ice
Call
cream
that a la
melted.
mode.
Yeah.
I like a peach pie.
Yeah,
I really like a
pie.
I prefer a cobbler to a pie.
Ooh. I like a good cherry
I don't have a
cobbler.
problem with that. I like a
Or a
banana
crisp,
cream,
like an apple
pie.
crisp.
Very,
An
yeah,
apple crisp
a
is-
cherry crisp, apple crisp, all that wins. Any of that warm vanilla ice cream melted a la mode, and you're living. Amy's family, pierogies are always there.
Love
Always
it.
see pierogies are going to be there.
That's
What
good.
are they?
Lean into their
what's
Polish.
inside of them?
Usually potato pierogies, and then they have grilled onions, or they'll like potato and cheese or potato and onion.
A potato
pierogies.
pierogi's fine. What do you dip it
So
in?
they always, I don't think anything.
You just eat it.
I think. I don't know that there's, I don't know. I guess I just get one because they do, so I get one.
I feel like they should have a vodka sauce out to dip it in.
Maybe. I think that would, I don't think the Polish people did it. I feel like they just go straight. I don't know. That's what they do. We had red cabbage, as I told you yesterday, so that was always a staple. And then on my mom's side, they would do a shrimp cocktail, except it wouldn't be like the shrimp into the cocktail sauce. It was all chopped up. So there were celery and onion and cocktail sauce.
I like that.
And then little diced cuts of shrimp. So you got it in a tiny little thing with a little spoon. Was on my mom's side, and that was always there for Thanksgiving.
I like that.
Yeah, always.
We're doing.
Bo.
She's
go
got me making a roasted Brussels sprout cinnamon butternut squash with pecans and cranberries.
Oh, that sounds all right.
And then I've got some other green bean thing. I had to ask my wife. I'm like, are we hosting? Because I feel like we're making half the meal.
Go ahead, Kev.
But
Well, fun fact for you, Bo, I'm actually scheduled to have Thanksgiving dinner with your father-in-law this year.
Well, there you go. There you go. So you'll get it all sorted out, man.
Yeah,
There you go. So yeah, that's the way that goes on that side of it. What time? What's your ideal time? Growing up, we were always 1 o'clock, which was crazy.
Never.
At my grandma's, and then they would do. So you'd serve the main meal around 1:30, then you'd have the dinner at night.
I think it can't be before like 5:30. I think you want to come and have like some apps during the day and graze a little bit, and then have like a meal at least reasonably close to mealtime. So because otherwise you're going to get hungry.
So that what we would do is it was an all-day affair. So you'd get there at noon, you'd have it at 1:30, then you'd watch football, screw around, and then you'd have like leftovers would happen. You'd start to peel it back open for like turkey sandwiches at 6 o'clock, and then you go home like 8, 9.
Nobody eats turkey twice in one day.
They did.
yeah, it's always been the 4:30, 5 o'clock, 5:30, somewhere in there.
It also could have been
Get there at 4, you can graze a little bit, and then
more of I think about it. I think it also could have been like bringing the whole family a lot of times back to the Ponderosa when I was a kid. So like aunts and uncles and cousins and stuff. Like it was like the one time a year they'd all come back. And so like they would want to do like the full day. So like we would go hunting.
I don't mind the full day,
we
but
would
let's
do
start
like
with something.
all that stuff.
Let's just hang and watch and
Yes.
drink and graze.
One
and
bird,
then-
baby.
And then let's get into it.
One bird. Rumpke Waste Recycling, the recycling dinner, has invested over $100 million to build North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Ohio. Visit rumpke.com to learn more about this facility and how it helps grow our circular economy. We'll do a little higher or lower, new higher or lower list. We've never used this list before. It is an entertaining list. We'll get to it coming up next. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland. Leaf Filter, the official gutter guard to your Cleveland Browns. Go to leafilter.com/GoBrowns to schedule your free gutter inspection and to receive your exclusive promo offer. Call 833-LEAF-FILTER today. Time for a little better or worse, higher or lower. Hello, Gibby.
Gentlemen, hi. Been a few weeks since we've done this.
Hello, Gibby.
Go up.
So you have it right. Somebody on social said the stuffing is when it's prepared in the bird. Dressing is prepared outside.
Still not dressing.
And that's where they're at. I
Still-
agree.
still not
I
dressing.
think it's all stuffing, but yeah.
But here we are.
Yep.
And whatever. I like stuffing. I plan
Me too.
on eating it.
I like it. I'm down.
Drowning it in gravy.
Well, that's it.
Make it a food group.
That's always been. Well, that's my bit on like a lot of the shellfish. Are we sure that like lobster is delicious, or is it the butter that is the accoutrement?
Tremendous
Lobster's
question.
quite delicious.
It is. I mean, I think I could probably agree with you. I actually prefer king crab to lobster.
Of course.
But both are better with a little bit of melted butter.
I have been partaking recently in a little lobster cocktail with a little cocktail sauce, a little truff in it, a little Elmo sauce. It is a
Do you
delightful
get that,
bite.
like those pieces from the Heinens, and then or what do you do? What do you get the lobster? You just go get a lobster. The former? Yeah. I've seen those. I see those there.
And you can say, I'll take 3 tails, and they say sure.
Oh, really?
So that's what I do. No claw, no knuckle. How about you give me 3 of those tails there, and now I'm having a great appetizer.
Holy cow. That's a bit of a game
Writing that
changer.
down.
I didn't know
Copious
that.
notes
They
coming out.
just
No.
I
Listen,
just saw that there. I
don't
see
know how your
my operation
shopping game
Yeah.
is. I'm on a
Pretty
first name
elite.
basis with
The people who need to be
everybody there. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you need to be.
My
That's the
girl
only way.
Wendy, shout out Wendy. Wendy and seafood.
Jeez. It's a great job at a Wendy.
Oh, Wendy's elite.
Yeah. I might have to come all the way over there. Not that far.
It's not that far.
No.
You tell her you're a friend of mine.
Yeah.
You're gonna get what you need.
I want that setup.
It's a good setup.
It's a great setup.
All right. This week's higher or
All right.
lower poll
Well,
How
about it?
would be
Do you know I never
featuring-
watched the last episode of the McMahon doc? It petered for me.
So I did finish it.
I thought the first few episodes were incredible, and then I thought it.
Here's the thing: things
Peter.
that are not fun are not fun.
Yeah,
it's not fun
it's
to watch
just-
things that aren't fun.
I think you nailed it. Yeah.
So it's uncomfortable. It's a little cringy.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell his son is desperate for his affection, just like he was. Like
It's
cycle
a bit of history,
repeating.
yeah.
That stuff's not fun. Wrestling and some of the stuff he did and the bombastic nature of his character, very fun.
Yeah.
And he was a tremendous showman. A
Tremendous,
tremendous
yeah.
showman. And clearly a genius promoter and all of those things. But it's not a happy ending to the story. And I think that, as we have seen, many people who reached their peak in an era that was very socially different from the era we live in
Yeah.
now have a hard time, and it's not right, but I'm just saying, just the reality is have a hard time adjusting to the societal norms and are used to conducting their business in a particular way.
Yeah. It's a very different world.
Yeah.
today's power poll comes from Barstool Big Cat,
Let's go.
otherwise known as Dan Katz, according to the
The great Big Cat.
You didn't know that?
You didn't know it's Dan Katz? Yeah, it's Big Cat.
I knew Dan. I didn't know the last name.
Wisconsin
You know what I knew
Badger.
they were onto something was the two things that jumped out to me. This is probably 7 or 8 years ago. They used to do a show where it was Portnoy, him, and KFC, and they did like a PTI version of their show from each other's apartments.
Yep.
And there just was a natural charisma, and they were just really that. This was long before they went like how they've
Where they
gone
are now.
Yeah,
Let me
but
tell you
you
something.
just thought, wow, that they nailed. These guys got it.
Did you guys see PMT's tweet last night?
I did. Well, I don't know which one you're referring to. Are you referring to the one about LSU, or are you a different one?
I'm referring to one about the Chargers-Ravens game.
No, I did not see that.
Pardon me? It might be on the Mount Rushmore of tweets.
Pretty sure that
We are not reading
able
it
to
on
talk.
air.
I'm just going to read it verbatim.
Well,
That's fine. I'll see. I'll see
at
you
your
in the
own
meeting
peril.
at
Have the
4
dump
o'clock.
button ready, please. It's
ready.
It's PFT commenters tweet.
Okay, here it is. All right, let me see. Gosh, these guys are so active on social.
I think it starts with like so apparently.
Okay.
This is riveting here.
Bum, bum.
Well, while you guys look that up, the Big Cat
Must have got pulled.
I'll find it. No, it didn't.
Go ahead.
has his power rankings, and he has his own categories. He doesn't rank them from 1 to 32. He lumps them into categories. Some of the categories are for air. Others, I'll find a creative word to come up with to clean it up. Nonetheless, they are quite entertaining.
That's very good.
Look at Scarlett.
So we figured it might be good for a little higher or lower. Hey, he's
it.
got work to do, and he knows what work he needs to be doing. Go.
I don't know.
I preferred old Scarlett. I don't like sweatshirt Scarlett. I liked him in his business casual.
With a saunter?
Yeah, I like the saunter. He's got a saunter still, but it's not the same.
It's not the
same.
Peach saunter. His juggernauts. He has 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit,
Yep.
Buffalo, Philly. Is there anybody else that you would put into the juggernauts category?
I just would only put one. I just think Detroit's a juggernaut, and then they're on their own group. For me, then Buffalo, Philly, Baltimore.
Are you not?
I don't know
KC
what to do with
Super Bowl
KC because
contender?
I would never bet against them in the postseason.
They get to
but,
stay there. They get to stay there.
I would put those in teams. Juggernaut, Lions, Bills, Eagles. I think the Eagles have moved into this category. Kansas City, Baltimore. And I'm thinking about sneaking Green Bay up, but that's where I'm at.
So his top 5 are Detroit, Buffalo, Philly. The Super Bowl contenders KC and Baltimore.
Are you with me on that? You guys with me on that? On a Detroit separation of church and state?
Yeah, they're beating teams like it's a college team.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Yeah. I just do I want to bet against Kansas City until someone beats them?
I don't, and I won't in the postseason. I won't pick against them until they're eliminated, but they just feel like every week they're just getting by.
It's too much.
His playoff teams: Green Bay, Minnesota, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Squealers, and the Broncos. Anybody you would add to that? Right, the tier below is playoff teams, but things don't feel great. He's got Houston and Washington in there.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think he's got all that right. It's going to be really hard.
To me, Green Bay and Minnesota could maybe go up,
I almost think
the Chargers.
I don't see.
maybe
I'm not
Pittsburgh.
buying into the whole Minnesota Super
I don't know
Bowl
if the Chargers
contender.
can win the whole thing.
I think the Steelers and the Vikings are pretty similar, honestly. I have those two kind of similar. I think playoff teams with high ceiling, Chargers, Packers. Playoff team with relatively low ceiling, Vikings, Steelers.
I agree with that.
And Broncos.
And the Broncos, have you seen how
They're
difficult
tough.
it's going to be for the Broncos, for the Bengals or the Dolphins to catch the Broncos?
They're not catching them. It's over. It's done.
It's really difficult. I mean, they play them. Cincinnati plays them.
Yeah.
But if we don't beat Denver on Monday, it's really
curtains.
tough.
Yeah.
Very difficult.
One of these teams is a playoff team, and he has the entire NFC West.
Well, he's right.
Listed in there.
Yes.
But that's it.
Who would you bet on that group?
I don't know that I would. Seattle, maybe.
Seattle's they're in the pole position, aren't they?
I would think so after just beating Arizona.
I remember when I made the Rams pick, my reason for making it was all of those teams were destined to be 6-5. And in fact, 2, 5, and 6 is Rams and Niners. Cards and Seahawks are 6-5. I don't trust the Cards.
I don't trust the Seahawks either.
Yeah, no, me either. That's brutal.
You want to trust the Niners, but right now.
Niners schedule.
Their schedule
at Bills,
awful.
home Bears,
Correct.
home Rams, at Dolphins, home Lions, at Cardinals. They do not have an easy game left.
Let's see what the Ramets have. That's why I thought maybe the Ramets would rally. They're at oh my God, at Saints, Bills at home, at Niners, at Jets, Cardinals, Seahawks. That might be. They'll lose 2 of them.
Here's the Seahawks. Not bad. At Jets, at Cardinals, home Packers, home Vikings, at Bears, at Rams.
That's probably the most doable. What does Arizona look like? Although I just don't trust that operation.
They
won
are
4 in a row, I guess.
at Vikings, home Seahawks, home Patriots, at Panthers, at Rams, home Niners.
Okay, so theirs is easiest.
Patriots, Panthers portion, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, theirs is the most. If they can beat Minnesota this weekend, I like Arizona.
Yeah.
Up next,
That line's
if we're
smaller
being
than I would've
honest,
thought.
I kind of forgot they exist because of the bye week. Atlanta and New Orleans. Would you put Atlanta in any of these?
Yeah, to me, Atlanta right now is a playoff team, but things don't feel great.
Well, yeah, because someone has to win that division.
Well, it's either going to be that. I mean, Tampa, I think Tampa's too underrated right now.
It's just the 2 games in hand, so it'll just be.
I know, but I still think their schedule is so easy.
Yeah.
They really have the easiest. To me, I would put them on I would put the Falcons and the Bucks in playoff teams, but things don't feel great. But just know that it's likely only one of them will be.
Yeah.
Although I could see, I think the Bucks can catch Washington. I think you could get 2 NFC South teams in at the end.
I'd have to look at Washington's schedule to see.
Here, I'll tell you right now.
where
It's
they're
not.
at.
It's not. We did this. I think we talked about it.
No, we did the AFC side of it. I don't think we did this.
There.
Side.
So while you look
Washington-
it up, his next category is give
Washington,
it up, but
home-
Joe Burrow maybe can do it.
No,
The Bengals.
they're out. No.
Lurking is Tampa Bay. And
Tampa
Miami.
Bay needs to be higher than lurking, and the Dolphins are. It's just in the AFC. It's just too big of a hill
Boy,
to
the
climb.
Commies really needed to beat Dallas.
Yes,
I
they
mean,
go home Titans, at Saints, home Eagles, home Falcons, at Dallas.
Yeah. What is their record?
They're
right now?
7-5.
They're going to win 2 of them though. That'll get them to 9-7, and then or 9-8.
Yeah, but
And
they
then
need.
it's just-
I think the Bucks are going to get to 10, and I think the Falcons could get to 10.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That could happen. 3 straight losses. For
The
them.
problem is with the Dolphins.
It's so weird that they lost. So they win on the Hail Mary against Chicago. They haven't been the same since Jaden got hit against the Baltimore Ravens. But they win on the Hail Mary. Then they beat the Giants. Then they lose by a point to Pittsburgh, by 8 to Philly, and they lose to Dallas at home.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The Dolphins have a chance, I guess. It would be the Broncos have to falter. The Bengals are just, to me, they're just too far back. They're 4-7. They go home Steelers, at Dallas, at Tennessee, home Browns, home Broncos, at Steelers.
They're going to win out.
Even if
They go 10-7. And they're not doing that. They haven't won one.
No.
They haven't beaten one good team all year. I don't see it.
He throws in the University of Indiana as undaunted after lurking.
Good for him.
Fun QB that could play spoilers. He's got the Browns helmet, and then he also has a picture of Jameis, and then he has the Colts. The Colts, no. Next category, Caleb Williams is good, and that's all that matters, even if they lose every game. That's the Bears. Cooper Rush, elite with a question mark. The Cowboys. Officially graduated from blank. Carolina and Tennessee. I think I'm still keeping Tennessee down there.
I think both those teams have a little moxie to them. Both those
Carolina's
quarterbacks are
feisty.
playing better. Yeah, yeah.
Blank with a good QB.
Yep,
That would be New England.
makes sense.
Blank with a QB maybe. The Raiders don't have a QB. They're
No.
getting ready to start Aiden O'Connell on Friday against the Chiefs.
Raiders are going to put themselves into draft Shador, and he
Yes.
wants to be there anyway. So,
And then the Jacksonville Jaguars are part of that.
boy,
and-
what a strange career Trevor Lawrence has had.
I mean, heck, he might make the case, even though they're terrible, for MVP. I mean, the fact that their offense has been so bad with Mac
Just
Jones is like
incompetent. Yeah,
kind of a feather in his cap, I would say.
yeah, I would agree.
Finally, Mega Infinity Blank. Jets and the Giants.
Well, Giants are trying to get themselves in position. That's why they're going with DeVito. I saw Rodgers on McAfee. It sounds like he could entertain playing again next year if they'd want it. I don't know. That's a lot to
I
deal
don't
with
know.
there.
That's this week's fun-filled higher or lower.
There you go. Howard Hanna, the official real estate provider of your Cleveland Browns. Their exclusive buyer agent is there to help you navigate the field, save time and money, and score that winning touchdown, a new home. Win big with the leader in real estate. Visit howardhanna.com/go Browns today. Coming up next, Jordan Hicks from the podium. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Hey kids, join Z and Gerard tonight at 7 for a special Tuesday edition of the Kevin Stefanski Show. All-Pro guard Joel Bitonio will join the fellas as they get ready for the Browns and the Broncos. That is all the way on Monday Night Football. Time to head to the podium, presented by Vivid Seats. Purchase your official fan experience package today for the ultimate game day. Here is Jordan Hicks from the podium.
Hey, Joe, I know that
You're down 7.5.
when you see him have 2 3-set games over 3 game periods, how impressed are you by that?
Yeah, I mean, I've been impressed with him since the day I got in here. Right, just obviously he's got every attribute you want in a player, but then you mix that with the mindset he has and his work ethic. I mean, he's a freak, obviously, yeah, I mean, it's special to be around somebody like that day in and day out.
Jameis mentioned he stood up in front of the team, I think Thursday night before the game. I guess, what kind of a leader did you learn about?
Yeah, I mean, just somebody that's vocal, right, takes ownership. Those are the things that the best players on your team need to have, and that's who he is. He's willing to be out in front, and obviously his message, when he talks, people listen.
What kind of issues does Denver team give you guys?
Yeah, looked at them a little bit so far. Obviously, they're playing really well. Looks like they're playing really good complementary football. Offensively, right? It's Sean Payton offense. They're gonna scheme. They're gonna do what works. And they force you to play sound football. So obviously, run game, they're going to test us there. We got to be able to stop that week in and week out. But I think Bo Nix is playing pretty good, right, for a younger guy, somebody that's dynamic, able to escape, make every throw, and is going to test you, on all levels.
Kevin didn't want to talk about the altitude. You guys are going to go out there on Saturday, so you have time to acclimate. Juan was telling us how it's real. So just how do you prepare to go into that environment and deal with that mile-high, rarefied air as a competitor? I mean, it's just something physical you do have.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that, you understand is going to be there, and you got to go prepare for it mentally more than anything. Obviously, physically, you do everything possible to get your body in the best shape for this moment. But, if it's tough, if it's a long drive, it's going to be tough. You just better be able to push through it. So, I think it's trying to get off the field as quick as possible as a defense, right?
Did you play out there? You're in the NFC a lot. Did you play?
I've played there once. Yeah. And early I think you feel it, but I think once you get going, I think you just fall into the course of the game.
Did you guys, defense, take Miles' pregame speech to heart? But you guys really came out with your hair on fire in that first half, making fourth down stops. Just how did that impact you?
Yeah, no, obviously when he talks, people listen, and we all do. And he's the best player on the field week in and week out, right? So his presence is felt, and so when he talks, we obviously follow him, and that's the person he is and the leader we need.
Jordan, missed tackles have obviously been an issue this year, but it felt like Thursday there's a lot of just rallying with football, a lot of bodies getting in there and making plays. Just how much pride have you guys kind of taken in trying to correct that and seeing the results on Thursday? How can you build it?
Yeah, missed tackles happen, right? But when you have bodies, when guys are getting to the ball, like you alluded to, a lot of mistakes are erased, right? And so I played a lot of football, seen in my best years of the best teams I've been on, defenses run to the ball. Every single person is 11 guys flying to the ball, and so that's what we got to have. That should be the standard. That's what we got to have every single week. Guys are doing their best to get these dudes on the ground, but we're playing some monsters out there, right? And so the more bodies, the more hats you can get around the ball, obviously the better.
Ronnie's been getting some more opportunities that he had wanted and kind of rotating in and out. Just what have you seen from him as far as his growth this year? And obviously he's been out there making some plays.
Yeah, no, he's been somebody since day one who's been a factor on our defense. It's been good to see his growth as he's continued to come along. I watched some of the film from last year, right? He had that surge there at the end, and so it's cool to see somebody like that get his opportunity and make the most of it. And that's what this league's about. It's about making the most of your opportunity.
I know you just started watching film, but what do you see from Cortland Sutton from afar and tape? Some challenges from that?
I haven't. Honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I'm still working through it, seeing how they're using them and everything. But they pose a threat on every single level, and so we gotta execute. It's really more about us than it is about them.
What do you think a win like the one Thursday night can do for you guys, especially where you are at this point in the season, the record that you guys have?
Yeah, it's always fun and infectious when you win, and especially an emotional win like that in the elements at home, right? It's an infectious, and I think everybody feels it. And so you hope to carry that on, to keep this feeling going, to understand the situation we're in. We got to focus one game at a time and win every single one of them, right? That's where our mind has to be. So we can't take advantage we have to take advantage of every single day, every opportunity, every rep that we get.
I apologize if you got asked about the last play again already, but Miles gets triple teamed, Isaiah gets double teamed, picks up the center, it left you free. How key was it those guys picking up the double and triple teams to make that play work for you? And what's key for a younger guy like Isaiah as he gets more opportunities here going forward?
For me, it was like that last play was just everybody doing their job, right? We knew Russ. He likes to escape. He likes to get out, especially on a last play like that. We were expecting him to get out. So Miles and Obo, was it Obo?
Obo was on the inside.
Obo was here. Who was here? Isaiah. Miles and Isaiah were holding the edge hard upfield, making sure he wasn't getting out the pocket, and Obo was fighting. I actually had the back. If the back blocks, I add to the quarterback, and so everybody was just doing their job, right? And that's what good defenses do. And Isaiah obviously has the potential to be an amazing player in this defense, in this league, and he's been able to have some more opportunities, right, with the way the season's gone. So exciting for him, and obviously he's continuing to grow, which is what we need.
Yeah. Challenge to kind of keep that momentum from Thursday now. It's kind of like a mini bye week just to build off that. But is the momentum part of that a little overrated, or how do you keep that and build on that when it's almost, by the time you play this, almost 10 days?
Yeah, I think honestly, if you're truthful about the situation that we're in, right, you have no other option but to come in every single day focused, right, and focused on winning one game at a time. Momentum's a fickle thing, right? You've got to be able to come consistent every single day. And when you're in our situation where every win, every game is so impactful to what the goals that we're trying to make, whatever happens, but we've got to be able to come in every single day and focus on getting a win this week. So.
All right, there you go. Jordan Hicks from the podium, presented by Vivid Seats, Purse Your Official Fan Experience Package today for the ultimate game day. We are back tomorrow on the first Friday edition of the program. The Next Level is coming up next. Thanks for listening, everybody. Cleveland Browns Daily, 850 ESPN Cleveland.